Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I want to talk about the newly released Logitech Combo Touch for the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. I've been waiting for its release since I knew about it, and last week I finally received mine. I've been using it ever since, and here I want to share with you my experience and thoughts about it, and if you happen to be also thinking about purchasing it, or if you in general are thinking about buying some alternative solution to the Apple Magic Keyboard, then keep watching. This video will be helpful to you. Before we start, I need to clarify one thing. The Logitech website claimed that this keyboard is only suitable for the 5th generation of 12.9-inch iPad Pro. What I have is actually the 4th generation iPad Pro, and it looks like it's fitting fine. The fitting is very solid, almost perfect. The only problem is that the cutout for the speaker doesn't match the older generation speaker placement. So there are about 1/3 of the speaker holes was covered by the case. I've played with multiple videos with this cover on, and frankly, I think the degradation of the sound is minimal. So if you happen to only have the 4th generation iPad Pro and you want this, I think it's fine. It will fit. Okay, let's dive into the details. The packaging of Combo Touch is quite impressive. It has this white rigid box, which did a great job replicating the kind of feel of iPad Pro packaging. To open it, you just pull this tab and it will slide open. It's interesting that it doesn't come with any like plastic wrap or any wrap. It's just the bare item inside the box. But I assume this is good for the environment, so no complaint on that. The surface of this case itself feels really good. This fabric texture, it just emits this kind of luxury feeling from it. Opening the case, on one side is keyboard, which also have this fabric texture. Feels great. The other side we have the case for the tablet, and it's pretty rigid, but still have some softness on it. I think this will provide very good protection to the iPad Pro, and at the same time not gonna scratch it. So this will be great. And you can see the 3 contact dots. Those are going to send power to the keyboard, and at the same time also send the keyboard typing signal back to your iPad. Put your iPad into the case is a pretty painless process. You just put one side of your iPad into the case first. It's according to the instruction, you should put the left side in first, and then you just press along the line, and here we go. As I mentioned, I only have the 4th generation of iPad Pro, and apparently the fitting is really good. It's snuggy. I don't see any like mismatch, except as I mentioned, the speaker have some misalignment. One thing I really like about the Combo Touch is that it actually protects all sides of your iPad Pro, unlike the Magic Keyboard, which only protects the back side and front side. The Combo Touch also comes with this very flexible, very useful kickstand that you can adjust the angle, so you can let it like stand up or like lay down much more. These angle change are really useful in some situations. One thing though is that the kickstand feels a little wonky when you are adjusting the angle. You can see the angle adjusting this part is very tight, but at the same time this kickstand itself is soft. So when you're adjusting it, it sort of bounce back and also like distorts a little bit. This is unlike my Tab 7 Plus. So that keyboard case also have a kickstand, but this kickstand is much smoother to adjust. It doesn't like bounce back and forth. I guess the reason is here in the Tab S7 Plus keyboard, it actually have this hinge here. That's why it's smooth. While on the Combo Touch, there's no hinge. I don't know what's the mechanism, but there's no hinge here, so it doesn't have this bump like the Tab S7 Plus, which makes the backside flat. I guess that's a good trade-off. Now, one of the biggest advantage of Combo Touch comparing to the Magic Keyboard is, I believe, the detachable keyboard. And I think this is huge. Think about it this way. iPad Pro are mostly a tablet. So I would say most of the time I would use it as a tablet. And for Combo Touch, I can basically pull off the keyboard and use it as a pad while it's still protected by the rest of the case. Magic Keyboard just cannot do it. If you want to use it as a tablet, you just need to take it off from the Magic Keyboard, which makes your iPad basically totally exposed to any scratch or damage. There's no protection at all. So I think this is a much better solution. Now, one thing you might want to know is how much weight on earth does this Combo Touch add to your iPad Pro? Okay, so if you are only using the back case, we can see it's 0.756 pound. And if you add in the keyboard, together, it will add about 1.6 or 1.7 pound. So yeah, there are some weight, but I think it's tolerable, especially considering when you want to hold it, you will only need the back case, which is much less than 1 pound. So the detachable keyboard is awesome, but this one has a design flaw. Let's say you want to quickly check something in the tablet mode, or maybe you are outside somewhere, you do not have a place to put down your detached keyboard. So what you might want to do is just like what I often do with my Samsung S7 Plus, I will just flip it over and use it like quickly as a tablet. Now, this is very convenient. However, the Combo Touch, you just cannot do it. If you try to flip it over, it will just detach. It doesn't have this function to like flip to the other side. So yeah, I think this is something worth improve on. Now let's talk about the keyboard cover itself. The keyboard cover has this adequate sized touchpad. It's high quality. The touchpad surface is very smooth, and the control of the mouse icon is also very smooth, and the symbol click never failed. So I think it's a great touchpad. The keyboard on this cover is pretty good. I've seen people complaining about the keyboard doesn't have as good typing feel as a Magic Keyboard. I don't have Magic Keyboard, so I don't know how exactly that compares. However, comparing to my Samsung S7 keyboard, the feeling is quite similar. I would say this one has a little shallower travel distance compared to the Samsung keyboard. So, so the feedback is probably a little lower, but frankly, I don't think it's a problem. For me, I have typed many emails, I've typed many Python codes on this keyboard, and I didn't have any problem. Couple of things I really like this keyboard about is that there are those function keys added on this keyboard, which is very useful. For example, I very often switch typing languages between English and the other language, and there is a dedicated key to do this. So that makes it very easy. And also you can control the volume, the brightness of your iPad, as well as the brightness of the backlight. Yeah, this keyboard does have backlight. It's just not very obvious here. So those function keys are really helpful and convenient. Now, I do have a couple of complaints about the keys though. One is that it only have this one delete key, which only deletes the letters before your prompt. And very often I need to delete letters after the prompt. And you just simply cannot do it here. On a MacBook, what you can do is you just hold the function key and click that delete button. It will delete things after the prompt. But here there's no function button, so it looks like it's just impossible to do here. Another complaint is this button. I don't know why they decided to put this home button here instead of escape button, because escape is actually very useful and I use that very often. But instead, with this button, I very often I want to click escape and then it brings me out of the app. So that's sort of annoying, and I really hope if we are going to see the next generation of this keyboard, they can put the escape key here instead of this home function. Frankly, to go back home, you just need to swipe up, right? So that's just one simple action. It probably doesn't really work to have a key here, especially to sacrifice the existence of the escape key. The case has this opening on the right side, which fits perfectly for the second generation Apple Pencil. So Apple Pencil can be charged anytime. I do feel there's something missing though, which is as you can think, this Apple Pencil is still just magnetically attached to the body of the iPad, and any type of rub will actually make it fall off. What I would love to see is some kind of protection, like this one. This is my my previous cover for my iPad Pro before I get the Combo Touch, and you can see there's this clasp here, and the Apple Pencil sits here, and then you can just close it, and the Apple Pencil is secured and it's not gonna fall off. So I really want to have that function on this, but unfortunately it's not there. The other thing I want to talk about is opening the case is actually not so easy. As you can see, the fitting is really good. It's very precise. You can see there's almost no space that you can put your nail in to open it. So the only place that is easy to open is on the top, at the Apple Pencil opening here. You can open it here, which is the easiest I find. However, the Apple Pencil is here, so this slit is mostly covered, and you can only do it at this corner, which is certainly not ideal. I think this is one other thing falls short, and hopefully in the future generation we can have improvement on this. Okay, that's all I want to say about the Combo Touch. All in all, I think this is a great product, and Logitech is definitely walking in the right direction of developing the keyboard solution for iPad Pro. I would even go further and say that this feels like a better solution than what Apple has provided, which is the more expensive Magic Keyboard. Of course, there are still many things to improve in this product, as you can tell in my video. So while I'm happily using this Combo Touch, I'm also looking forward to the next iteration, which hopefully will fix some of the problems I have talked about in this video. And do I recommend this product? Yes, definitely. Now, finally, a question for you. Do you think this video is helpful and informative? If you do, please click that like button. There will be more of this type of video coming in my channel, so if you want to watch them, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.